So you are a story scientist. Can you tell people what that means?
So basically, I use a mix of neuroscience and also help from doctors and nurses and social workers and psychologists and psychiatrists to study how stories work in our head. And for a long time, people thought that stories were just about communicating. But really, stories are the engine of most of what we do. They're how we think, they're how we plan. And so with the help of science and also with the help of literature and just with the help of talking to regular people, my job is to kind of figure out how stories work and to kind of explore them in all their richness and wonder.
You said something so important there, and I really want our people to get this, that stories are how the brain works. This is huge.
Yeah, no, and this is the big amazing thing. And, the truth is probably most of the members of the community know that or intuit that already. And it's something that children know and children understand. But we're taught in school that actually the way that our brain works is logic. And, we're basically taught that our brains operate like computers. And no, our brains operate through story, and emotion helps drive story, and story helps drive emotion. And, the more you can understand about story and emotion and how they work together, the more fun you can get out of your own brain, the more joy you can get out of your own life, and the more you can empower the people around you to live their own best stories.
Totally. Because it turns out that being a human is actually super hard.
Yes.
Like having this brain is hard. This is what I love. This is like one of my big takeaways from your book. It's like, wait, having a human brain is really hard. And did you know for thousands of years, people figured out a technology to help with those problems?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So it is the hardest thing. I mean, first of all, it's hard because life is so big and our brain is so small. And even if our brain was completely amazing, it would be completely overmatched by the complexity and diversity of life and by all the extraordinary things that happen to us and all the people that, we meet, all in their variety and richness. Our tiny little brain couldn't keep up with that. But then, of course, our brain itself is not perfect. It has strengths and weaknesses. It can do the most amazing and magical things, but it also has hitches and, sort of accidents and imperfections and flaws. And the big technology, which our species invented to kind of help us with that is known popularly as literature, but it's basically any kind of story, any kind of poem, any kind of novel, even just myths and legends and folktales and family stories. I mean, if you live in a family where your parents traded stories about their relatives or their lives, all that story stuff, that has been devised and refined over generations and generations to help our brain be its best self.